Afternoon, guys. Thank you very much for attending this session. My name is Nicholas and I'm going to be moderating today's session. So, basically, a brief info about what scholarship research is about. Scholarship research is a program that is designed mainly to facilitate credentials in such a way that we all get equal opportunities, or we all get like a level ground whenever there's scholarship. So we work with many people on informing each other whenever they are such or whenever they are like that. So today we have got a panel of a number of, I think for now we have got 2, but by the end of the session we expect that we are going to be having 3 people. So we have Sanchez, who's a Joshua Light, and he's also a alumni, like a African Scholar alumni, and he's also a young local scholar. And then we have got Tamia. Tamia is a student at Africa Leadership Academy. She was outgoing young lady, and strongly passionate about good governance policy making and communication, about good governance policy making and communications. Like that's what she does the most. Tamia is a very confident young feminist, and we expect to turn up later in today's session. But then lastly, we've got and YYGS 17. Yes, it has been a vast of scholarships, including SNA class of 2020, Linked class of 2020, Summer Church Program, its foundational principles of exercising leadership class of July to August 2020. And he's a currently chapter president at the project California Best like scholarship, right? So firstly, I'm going to direct the first question to Kupakwache. So Kupakwache, can you tell us about yourself in brief?
Hi everyone. Can you please just confirm if my network is okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so basically all about myself has been said. I'm Kupawashe Mire, aged 17, and I'm currently at Star Leadership Academy. I'm actually very passionate about leadership and also servant leadership, which is one of the pillars. And I'm actually aspiring on something in relation to that. That is just making sure that we have best future and children. We basically move away from the aspect of orphanages into foster home, just making sure that the children that we have proper families, proper family setups, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to start on everything right now, or I should just give the introduction.
That's enough. Allow me to introduce to you our organization. I was going to ask quickly, or was going to apply to ask the benefits of this program or scholarship program that is involved in scholarship service.
I did not get the question clearly. Can you come again?
Okay, so the question is briefly outline the benefits of your program or the scholarship that you are involved in as the YYAS alumni. We can hear you.
All right.
I'm not quite getting your question.
So I'm going to ask the question. Moderator, could you please ask the question which says the benefits of scholarship program?
Okay. So as Trent has already said, a UWC scholar currently going to Waterford Kamshaba in Swaziland. So that's what I'll be talking about. So the benefits of being in a UWC, firstly, are that once you complete your 2-year program called International Baccalaureate, you are guaranteed of a scholarship to the United States of America. The scholarship amounts to $20,000 US. So upon graduation, you already qualify for that $20,000 US. So I think that's the biggest benefit.
Okay, thank you very much. If you can elaborate on telling us who is eligible to apply for it, who is able or who has the mandate to apply for it?
Oh, so basically there are 3 ways in which you can go to UWC in Swaziland. The first one is you just going directly and paying for yourself. The second one is going through the National Committee of Zimbabwe. And then the third one is going as a Higherlife scholar. So I'm only going to talk about the second one and the third one, since they are the only 2 that involve a scholarship. So under the National Committee student, you just need to have 7 A's and above as an O-level student. So just after completing your Form 4s, if you have 7 A's, you need to go to www.nationalcommitteeofzimbabwe.org, or just go to their website or go to UWC Zimbabwe. Then you can find all the details that you want there. But basically, it's 7 A's. Then you just we qualify to apply. Then under Higherlife, you can go through Star Leadership Academy. So after Form 4, you apply to Star Leadership Academy. I don't have much information on that, but someone is going to share about Star Leadership Academy. So you can apply to Star Leadership Academy. Then once you're at Star Leadership Academy, you get the opportunity to participate in the interviews for Waterford. So basically 8 A's to qualify to Star Leadership Academy, if I'm not mistaken. So, but someone is going to explain further on that.
Okay, thank you very much. So when is referring to that, someone is going to elaborate, is referring to Kuka, right? So Kuka, could you please tell us how best can you make your application outstanding? Like, can you apply for this thing? So we need you to tell us like what can make your application outstanding compared to the other people who are going to apply. What makes your application special?
Your network was breaking a bit, but just confirming if I got the question correct. I'm supposed to explain on how you can make your application outstanding.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so basically, the first thing to do before you do anything is to just have a quick check about where you're going to apply to. So if you're going to be applying to the UWC United Watershed Colleges, you have to have a quick check upon that. If it's going to be LA, you have to have a quick check. SLA, the same thing. So basically, you just have to, first of all, research, make sure that you have enough information about the place that you're going to be applying to, first of all. The second thing is originality. Like, most people think that an application is all about showing that you're supernatural, showing that you're extraordinary, and all of that stuff. And in the end, you end up lying. But then one thing which you must know is that these academies rather actually have people who are qualified in this aspect, people who are qualified in taking note of how you represent yourself in the applications, and they can easily note that you're making yourself extraordinary. So you should just make yourself original. Just say the things that you are and avoid lying. And then the third thing is to show that you are passionate about the vision, the mission, and everything that the organization is about. So if you know that United Watershed Colleges is all about unity, cementing unity in the African continent and all of that, hammer on that. Show that you have passion for the mission that they have. If you know that Star Leadership Academy is centered on promoting servant leadership, show that you have passion for servant leadership. And through that passion, rather not centering on why you are eligible and all of that, you actually have a higher chance of getting into the academy. But that passion only comes through knowledge about the academy. So it all goes down to researching about the academy, or, for example, having a social media check. These social media pages and all of that. So you just have to make sure that all of these things are in order, and then you can then apply for school's curriculum. Like, almost all of the people, if you are going to focus on your school curriculum. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question. Thank you very much. I think you have given people like the highlight of it. Thank you very much for that. So now I'm going to go to Kutesh, who's this time I'm going to hear you. So his question is, what general tips do you give or giving offer on starting the application, like for young African scholars, or if you want to be a local scholar like you are?
Okay, so I'll start. Like I hadn't heard the first question. So I think the first question was, what are the benefits of the Joshua Light Scholarship, the YYAS summer program, and the YYGS summer program? Well, for the Joshua Lights, I think like the main benefit is that you'll be awarded some sort of funding for your education, like tuition. Then like a networking opportunities, you're going to be having like camps each time, like maybe for each holiday, you're going to be invited to camps. Then I think the main advantage for young African scholars is that you get training and funding for writing the SAT, which is the standardized test which you can use to apply to go to the US. You also like you get assistance and training on the whole application process to go to the United States or to UK. Then for YYGS, well, young global scholars, it's mainly like an academic program. So like the advantages are that you can use it to strengthen your CVs when applying to certain areas. Then it's also a networking opportunity since you'll be like put into the alumni association. Then I would say like the advantage of getting into all these three like programs or scholarships is that you are getting opportunities each time. For example, there are some opportunities that come and you can be eligible for them just because they are an alumni of the Young Global Scholars or the other programs. Then for the question that the moderator just like said to me right now, like what advice can I give to people to strengthen their application? I would say like for tackling the application, mostly you need to have should I say extracurricular activities. You need to have community engagement, So most people think that scholarships are for people who are smart or for people like that. I think that scholarships are mostly for people who are hardworking. So if you're able to do extracurricular activities, if you're able to engage in the community, I think that works best for you. Then you also have to practice writing. Like since if you get a scholarship, you'll be doing most of writing, for example, essays and things like that. So the advice that I would give is, in addition to having like having solid academic background, you should have extracurricular activities and should be involved in your community. You should do projects. You should like do volunteering. even blood donation and things like that.
Okay, thank you very much. So this next question goes to the good study chain is from the Young African Scholars Program. And going back to the goes from the World University from can you please switch off our mics, like mute if you are not the one getting asked to speak because it's disturbing us. Thank you. So I say it's the next question was the question is what extra or curricular activities are likely to increase the likelihood of you attaining scholarship that you receive?
Well, I think the best answer would be that you just need to be good at what you do. If you're a volleyball player, you need to be a good volleyball player. Maybe you've qualified up to provincial level. For example, if you're a debater, you've made it to the nationals or to the district levels. You're not supposed to be a participator, but you should also excel in that particular field. So if you're a soccer player, make sure that when you're playing soccer, you're playing to qualify and not just to play.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, just say something like it's not only people who excel academically who are the ones who are initiated to these scholarships that to help people to get right, but they have to do whatever they do. Yes, right. So thank you very much on that one. Then now I'm going to question. Can you please tell us is technically here when it
I would like to say it's an advantage taking the GAPI. It's actually worth it because let me say the reason why most of us would like to take subjects at advanced level is mainly because we have been told that this profession is somehow good or that profession is somehow good. But then what we might rather consider is something which is better, an alternative which is better, is actually looking at the reason why you're taking that profession. And that reason might come up as a problem you'd want to tackle in the future. So given that you want to tackle a problem in the future and you're going to take a profession that is oriented towards that problem, you need to be exposed to that problem. And basically looking at Star Leadership Academy, there is a lot of exposure. Like you have few trips, you travel a lot. We have a pillar which is called Know the Land, which just specializes on traveling and getting experience on the African continent and Zimbabwe in particular. So through that, you get to experience different problems. After experiencing different problems, you get to choose which one you want to. So after you have chosen that one you want to tackle, you can then go on to A-level and choose the subjects that you would want to do in the future. So I'd like to say it's actually a good experience because you have time to think through stuff and you also have exposure to problems, which you can then use to choose the subjects that you would want to use in A-level and going forward. So that is basically it.
Thank you very much for sharing. So we are going to come back to Kutaisha, who is our alumni for YYAS, right? So the question is, are there any extra academic pressures as a result at the senior level?
Well, mostly for Young African scholars and Young Global Scholars, which are summer programs, I would say like definitely there is going to be some pressure that you're going to feel because, for example, Young Global Scholars happens at a time when schools are open in Zimbabwe. So definitely there will be some pressure that you are going to feel, academic pressure, like you may miss school for 2 weeks, since like Young Global Scholars, you'd have to travel to America to attend the session. And for Young African scholars, I think you'd have to look at like the dates of the program because there are some sessions that are during the holidays, like during when schools are closed here. But I would say that even though there are academic pressures, like the benefits of attending these programs is outweighs like the challenges that you will face, like the pressures as a result. And I think they are quite manageable, since it's not like you'll be going out like full academic pressure or you'd have to read or anything. It's just that you'd have to do your research for some lectures and all of that. So I think it's worth it to invest time in those programs.
Thank you very much for the question. I think that was it. So now I'm going to ask Mobile a question, Mobile from the United Universities. So Mobile, can you please tell us what can you say about the away from home enrollment? Like since you are out of Zimbabwe, like you school out of Zimbabwe, you spend most of your time in Strasbourg. So what can you say about the away from home experiences that you had at YYGS?
Excuse me. So if you can maybe like
So
lift
since
up your phone.
UWC, so UWCs have a vision that is to make education a force to unite people. So people from different cultures, people from different backgrounds, different races, different socioeconomic statuses. So living in Swaziland, I think, or let me say living in a UWC school, you need to be open-minded. You need to be, you don't need to condemn people that are different to you. For example, if you are meeting Asians and then they have their different cultures, you shouldn't just be dismissive and condemning of their cultures. If you are, because we interact with people like transgenders, lesbians, gays, bisexuals, homosexuals. So all those things need you to be open-minded, because you might find yourself in trouble, because they want people who are united, as UWC's acronym already states. They want unity. So if you're someone who's not open-minded, if you're someone who does not adjust to different places, you're going to have a problem, or you're going to get suspended. So if you're going out of the country, for example, if you're going to a UWC, you just need to be open-minded, and I stress that you should be open-minded, should not judge anyone. So you just be open and willing to listen to someone from a different place, someone from a different culture, someone from a different race, because you're going to be interacting with white people, Asian people, black people, mixed races, and all that. So the point is, be open-minded.
Okay, thank you very much, Mobile. So for those of you who are saying they can't hear me, I'm sorry, I think it might be a Wi-Fi problem, but we are trying to find a way to monitor. Yeah, we're waiting on it right now. So we're waiting on it. Then our next question goes to Kusaishe. Okay, thank you very much. I just noticed that Tamia is joining the session. Tamia is one of the awesome people that we have today. He's at Africa Leadership Academy. So we'd like to welcome you, Tamia, and your first question for today's session is what tips can you give an individual who wants to tackle the application like for the academy, like for the program that you are in right now?
Hi, did you talk to me? Hello, everybody.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you clearly. Your audio is a bit weird. But I am
okay.
Okay. Can everyone else hear me, or I'm the only one who can't hear him? But then you can hear me. Good. Okay, great. So my name is Tamia, and I am a second year student at the African Leadership Academy. The African Leadership Academy is a program, right? So you are doing basically courses and plus A levels, right? So you have 3 design courses. I had actually made a whole slide for you guys, but then I guess this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah, is it fine if I share my screen strength?
It's okay, it's okay.
Okay, great. So allow me please to share my screen. Okay, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, let me talk to someone to do that for you. But you can be progressing. You can be progressing with answering the question that I asked.
Pardon?
I'm saying you can be progressing as you were on sharing your screen. Right? I'm saying you can be progressing on answering the question that I asked.
Guys, I'm sorry, I can't hear him like at all.
Okay, I can interfere. So he said someone, I think who is the host currently, has to change some settings to allow you to share your screen. So in the meantime, whilst they're still figuring out how to do that, you can maybe like just be shedding some light on what you're saying. And Strength, I think something is wrong with you. Maybe if you like lift up your phone so that your mouthpiece is not actually facing.
Okay.
Yeah, then your audio.
Okay, let me try to do that.
Thank you.
All right, okay, that's great. So I'll repeat, I am from the African Leadership Academy. It's in Honeydew, South Africa. I hope this is what I was asked because I didn't even get the question at first. But then I am at the African Leadership Academy. It's in Honeydew, South Africa. Okay, great. I'll share my screen. I think it's better off that way if yeah, great, okay. So, okay guys, so the courses, like these are the courses that you will do when you come to ALA. So firstly, this is me, guys. I'm taking literature and history for my A levels and the ALA core courses, which I am going to get into in just now. So I do entrepreneurial leadership. So basically in entrepreneurial leadership, you're basically having businesses. So you're recognizing problems that exist and you're trying to find solutions to those problems. And so you are simulating how it would be to run a business, basically. I am currently in an SE, student enterprise called UBEDA. That's our business. So we make money, we make profit, we do everything in order for us to get credit, right? We also have African studies, which is basically analyzing and debating and developing looking into some African problems that we're experiencing and trying to find solutions for them. We also have research, which is, research could be like International Relations Council, which I am a member of. You have the humanities, you have science, you have creative research, as well as safety and justice, which I'm also a member of. You have to apply, obviously, to get into these research classes. You also have writing and rhetoric, which is basically looking at some African authors. For example, Sonika, if you guys know him, Ngugi, Nelson Mandela, like really amazing people. We also have seminar readings. Seminar readings are my favorite. You do them every term, and you are basically having these amazing, conversations and looking into like texts, and you're just literally just talking with your classmates. It's really amazing. And this is it. These are all the things that you have to do. And also there are A levels. For A levels, you do either, usually if you are really okay in the mind, you'd really do 2 A levels instead of 3. I'm sorry to say if you're okay in the mind. But then if you're really smart, people usually go for 2 A levels instead of 3, but then you can do 3 if you want to. But there's a lot of pressure. So a lot of people opt for 2 A levels because you still have these other electives, which are really compulsory in order for you to graduate. Am I cool with the academics and courses? Okay, I can't see any of you, but okay. And then, yeah, like ALA also, like you have to do a lot of things. You get to do some activities. This is Talu, which is like, we have definitely a lot of events here happening, including Talu. This is my favorite place, which I like to study in because it's calm and peaceful. And this is my team and I in EL, which is entrepreneur leadership. It is very stressful, but everything comes with hard work anyways. And ALA has been given me a chance. For those who know me, they know that I love to MC a lot. I like to be a masters of ceremony of a lot of things. So ALA gave me that opportunity to be hosting the Anzisha Prize. You are put into families, and this is my family. Is everything okay? Okay. We have date nights, you have outings. So this is ALA in pictures, basically. And so who's eligible to apply? Between the ages of 15 and 18, right? And then when you're 19, you can apply, but that's usually the cutoff, right? So you have to demonstrate some academic excellence, which for me, honestly, I don't think it's a key factor, but you have to be able to prove that you can take the heat that's given to you. You have to show leadership potential. That's like the biggest factor. Like leadership, as you guys can hear, it's called the African Leadership Academy. So that's the key factor, right? And then you have to show a sense of purpose. Like, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to give back to your community? And like, yeah, basically that's it. And then how can you stand out? Guys, you can be playing football, you can be playing basketball, you can be public speaking. You can literally do anything as long as you show that passion for that certain activity. Anything can get you into ALA, right? I was in public speaking. I was also like prefect, you know, these leadership roles. And I feel like my interview also just made them know me even more. But then like when you're writing your application, you should be able to excite them for them to want to know you more. And then money, of course, ALA's fees is $30,900 US. But ALA is need blind and it covers 100% of your demonstrated need, which means if you pay whatever you can pay, depending on like your family and how much they think you can pay, right? So you can end up paying $100, you can end up paying nothing at all, depending on how your background, basically. And then lastly, like from the question that they asked me was, is taking the gap year worth it? It's not a gap year, just to clarify. LA is not a gap year. You are probably going to feel a lot of pressure in your life. Like, yeah, it's a pre-university and you're going to be getting a diploma. Yeah, and so what about life after ALA? I'm currently working on my applications. My hope is that I get admitted into Georgetown University, which is in Qatar, in the Middle East. So yeah, so LA will help you get into those connections. They will help you with the services and the guidance, like SATs and everything like that. And you can also get summer internships. I myself was supposed to go and intern in Cape Town, but coronavirus happened, unfortunately. So there is a whole network, and yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Samina. Thank you very much. I think I say almost everything about KLA. Right? So now I'm going to go back to really a quick question. How have you been waiting during this COVID now, right? Like, what I say in Zimbabwe right now, and you used to be a Swaziland. How have you been waiting until what the audience to apply for this scholarship that you applied for, given the current status quo?
So I came back to Zimbabwe around March, and I've been learning online since then. I'm still learning today. And the nice thing about UWC or going to UWC as a Higherlife student is that they cover all the financial needs, I mean. So they pay for my Wi-Fi, they give me data. So Higherlife, if you know, Higherlife Foundation is connected to Econet since it's owned by Strive Masiwa. So they give me data for these online lessons. They pay for your transport fees to go to school, to and from. They cover the whole fees, which is about 15,000 US dollars per year, I think. So they cover that. So what you and they also give you pocket money. So if you go to UWC, are you really believing the life? So yeah, I think I would advise anyone to go through STAR, or like I said earlier on, you need to go to the National Committee of Zimbabwe website. Then you'll see the details on how to join, or you can go via the STAR Leadership Academy. So if you qualify or get selected after the interviews, so there are interviews that you need to undergo where they will just ask you to select three of your favorite subjects. Then you just write test on that. Then you also run through an oral interview. And if you get selected, and during those interviews, you need to be original. Don't try to be like everyone else. For example, if they ask you to talk about who inspires you, who is your motivation, so in that case, you need to be very unique. Instead of talking about Mandela, Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, and all those great people, because that's what many people think of doing when they get such questions. So what I did personally, I talked about my father. So then it's easy to distinguish you from the other cohort. So imagine if there's like 10 people who have talked about Nelson Mandela, then there's that one boy who talked about his father. So it's easy for them to just distinguish you from the rest of the guys. It's easy for them to remember you. So once you get admitted, things just run smooth. You save your parents a lot of money, and you just get an opportunity also to go to the United States after graduating. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So now I'm going to go through one question. How have you been working with this COVID situation at STAR Leadership? Like, can you really advise people to apply for STAR Leadership given this current situation that you're experiencing?
I'm sorry, is that question directed to me?
Yes, it's okay to you.
Can you please repeat the question? Sorry, I think my network tripped a bit.
Okay, so the question is, can you advise people to apply for STAR Leadership given this status quo that we're experiencing right now? The reception is bad, bro. Yeah. Loads of complaints.
I think our moderator is having challenges with his microphone or something. The question is, would you advise people to apply for STAR Leadership Academy?
Totally, like STAR Leadership Academy, basically you benefit a lot from the pillars. I'm just going to talk about the pillars because they're too utilizing. So I already talked about the Know Your Land, where you get to just experience the African continent and Zimbabwe, because the school is in Zimbabwe, definitely. So that's one of the things. And then secondly, as you have been already told, the SAT, you know, the SAT is an exam which is averagely to very expensive, and not a lot of people or a lot of kids have access to it, and you get to do it for free. You get lessons for free and all of that. And then you also get to have webinars, different webinars with different people, different prominent people. Just imagine being in a webinar with Mrs. Masiwa, if you know Miss Masiwa, or the whole Masiwa family, if you know it. It's just an experience where you get to utilize the connection that is linked to the Higherlife Foundation. I think you all know how prominent the Higherlife Foundation is in Africa and the wide communication, the wide network that it is. So you get to leverage on that. And also entrepreneurship, we get entrepreneurship lessons, which I think is one of the most undermined courses in O-level and A-level schools in Zimbabwe. You get access to that, get exposed to very successful entrepreneurs on the continent and in the world. So I would definitely encourage you to apply to such a school. And you also get free data to do all of this stuff. You don't like pay for the data. So that's ultimately it.
Okay, thank you, Kupakashi. I'll also jump in, like, same applies to the Joshua Lights. I think like all the Higherlife Foundation scholarships, it seems as if like Steve Masiwa has got his philanthropic work working in most of these programs. So especially for the Joshua Lights program, you also like get funding for school. You also like get funding to write the SATs, and you also like get opportunities to go to the US under their program. For the Yale Young African Scholars Program, most people think it's just those like 7 days. There are 7 days where either you travel to Kenya, to Rwanda, to Ghana, or there's also one held here in Zimbabwe. But then the program continues, like after you've been accepted, you get some sort of mentorship whereby you'll be going to camps each and every holiday, and you'll be trained on from your personal statement, from personal to personal branding and things like that. So I would definitely like advise people to apply for such programs. And I think the greatest benefit is that it's a networking opportunity. You get to talk to people who are doing like so many amazing things and who are also your peers. We know of people who are doing like projects that are life-changing. You meet people that you can work on, you can work with to do some certain projects that you can do to impact in your community or to make the world a better place. Strength, can you take over?
Okay, I'm going to take over using Nobile's phone. So, okay, thank you very much. That was a connection problem. That's why I was off. Thank you, Kutaisha, for jumping in. I hope you guys can hear me properly right now, right? So, I to ask me, how have you been doing? How have you been doing your stuff? Like, I'm aware that you are now at Allah, right? Like, how have you been doing your stuff during this COVID? And how can people like come in or get into or apply to be part of Allah and come into the society that you are already existing in?
Thank you, Strength, for that question. How have I been right now? Of course, I'm homesick because we haven't been having traveling or something like that. But I want to say that there's a lot of support here. I've been having a lot of support. Currently, we're having classes online. I should actually be in a class right now. So we're having classes online, but we are on campus, but we are, just respecting social distancing. But then I am fine, amazing. The support is amazing. The people are amazing, of course. And then for people who want to apply, and maybe I didn't get the question as well, but then for people who want to apply, I think on applications are open right now. If you are planning to apply, I really, really recommend that you have guys, just have that one activity that you are doing and that you really enjoy, and just do the most out of that activity. That's one advice that I can give you, one piece of advice that I can give you. Just make the most of it. Yeah, basically.
Okay, Thank you very much, Tamia. Maybe this time I'm going to ask Nwabile, so you're going to forgive me and Nwabile, we're going to be using the same screen because of the issues that we had, the connection issues, right? So I want Nwabile to tell us how like the timing, like when are the application windows open for the institution that he is already in? And after Nwabile answers that one, I'll need Kupakwashe to do the same, then I'll need Kutsai to do the same, then Tamia will go last, right? Let's go in that order.
So unfortunately, to the A levels, to those who are already doing the A levels, it's kind of like impossible for you to apply because like the application deadline is already passed and they want Form 4 students. So you use the O level results. So you should, for Form 4 students, you just need to go to, like I said earlier on, National Committee website. Then you see all the details that you need to fill. So you just need to be someone that has just completed their Form 4 or their O levels. Sometime in, then they'll respond sometime in March. So you apply, let's say in November, like Form 4 is, you're currently a Form 4, they say you're applying in November, but for you're applying for 2022, the deadline for 2021 class is already passed. So for the 2022 students, you applying sometime in November next year. Then they reply to you in around March. So you'll be doing your lower 6 when they reply. So then if you get accepted, you either choose to drop A level, or to drop A level and go to UWC, or you can just continue with your A levels, go into upper 6, then write your SIM6. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. That was Nwabile. I think I said Kupakwashe will go next, right? Kupakwashe, the application windows, when are they opening? When are they closing for Star Leadership Academy?
Okay, so what happened with the first 2 cohorts is that they used scouting methods, like they went to schools scouting people and then choosing people thereafter. But then this year, I think it was basically because of the lockdown restrictions and all, they decided to open an application window, and it was open for about 2 months from June to July, and it recently closed on the 31st of July, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just like that, but you should be someone who is in Form 4, aged 15 to 17. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thank you, Kupakwashe. Then Kutsaishe Puza, for the yearly Young African Scholars, when are the application windows opening and how can people access them? Are they yet taking any for 2020 or they've already closed the portal for 2020 or they've already closed the portal for 2021? How does it go about?
Okay, so the good thing is that for the programs that I'm doing, the application window hasn't even opened yet. For yearly Young Global Scholars and yearly Young African Scholars, the application window opens around September. You have to be at least 14 years of age to apply. So if you are a Form 4 or you're currently doing A levels, you can still apply, except if you're upper 6. Then for the Joshua Lights program, which is an academic scholarship, which is an academic merit scholarship and Higherlife Foundation, the good thing is that they've got they accepted 2 levels. You can apply after writing your Form 4s, or you can apply after writing your A levels. So usually for O levels, they will need a minimum of 8 A's. Then for A levels, they require a minimum of 13 points if you're doing 3 subjects, and around 17 points if you're doing 4 subjects or more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Kutsaishe. Then Tamia, you go, girl.
Okay, guys, so applications are open for 2021 class, and yeah, just meet the criteria. Like, you guys don't even worry about academics, but don't think that they're the only thing that will play a huge part. One secret, I didn't submit my transcripts, my results, my anything until after the interview. That's when they were like, oh, can we see your results? But then they had considered me before I even submitted my what's this thing? My transcripts. So look out, just like I said, passion, drive, and everything else. Don't worry about the rest. Of course, do well in school, but it's not the biggest factor. African Leadership Academy, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Tamia. So now I have a specific question directed to Nobile and Tamia, right? So the question is, if you were to compare A-level versus where you are right now, what would you say weighs more, and why would you say that? Like, for an individual who's in Form 4 right now, they're deciding, should I go to ALA, should I go to A-level? Especially considering that our parents are so fixated, like, they think that the old way is the only way of doing things, right? So you have to convince them that it's better, or it's worth, or it's equal to the level that they are used to, like the next level from O level is A level, right? So I want Nobile is going to come in first, then Tamia, you are going to do the last response, right? So I need you guys to tell us, like, for an individual who wants to choose between the two, which one would you advise them to go for? Really?
So firstly, I was doing my A-levels when I got accepted to Waterford Kamishava. So it was around the term in lower 6 where they told me that, yeah, you got the place. So I had to choose either to continue with A-level or to just drop it and go to a UWC school. So what I think was the biggest factor that I considered was the opportunities that each course has. So A-level, yes, it's nice. I think basically it depends on what you want. So if you want to stick like to your country, for example, there are people that want to develop Zimbabwe from within Zimbabwe, and then there are those people that want to develop Zimbabwe from external or from outside, and I'm one of the latter. So I had to choose IB because I wanted to get out of Zimbabwe. I wanted to go out into the world because going to UWC was going to offer me this opportunity of going to Swaziland, which was my first time going to Swaziland, and the opportunity after that, which is going to the United States. I wanted to go to the United States, so that's why I chose it. But then if you're someone who wants to go to NAST to use that, I advise that you just continue with A-level. A-level is a good course. Both courses are good, actually. It just depends on what you want after that course.
Okay, thank you very much, Nobile. Tamia, you go, girl.
Thank you, Strength. I think just like Nobile said, for me, it was honestly the experience. So like I mentioned before, guys, A-levels here, we're just doing them because, well, you know, we should do them. But ALA is its own thing. It's uniquely designed with its own courses. And it's not the factor that people are doing one A-level Cambridge, some are doing two. That's not the biggest factor. Like we really A-levels, yeah. But like for me, it was also the experience, getting out of the country, and just like opening up my chances of getting to some other universities outside of Africa. Like I mentioned before, I see a possibility of myself going to Qatar, which is in the Middle East, because that's a dream of mine. And the opportunities that I got here for ACN, now I'm guaranteed, now that I've been put in this academy, I'm guaranteed that even when I finish my A-levels, I will still get a job, right? Because I'm put into a network where they're already trying to figure out what will Tamia do after she's finished with the university, right? So that's why I chose it again. And I feel like hosting Anzisha, learning with Bill Gates' daughter, like it just all these things that have happened to me, I honestly wouldn't have gotten them if I stayed where I was. And it's also about the passion, the drive, telling people that I'm a feminist without being offended, or like people saying, oh, you are like this, like having to come to a community like this, that was it for me. So the diversity also is just amazing. Yeah, that's why I chose it instead of normal A-levels.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Tamia. So lastly, I'm going to ask Kudzai to give us a general advice to young people who have attended this session, what he wants to say to them, a word from him, without answering any question, what he feels like people today needs to hear about the scholarships or about the programs that is involved in Kudzai.
Well, like during my journey, the programs that I've traveled to, it is true that I've met like really smart people, and I've also like met average people. So like these scholarships and opportunities, especially in Zimbabwe, we usually say that they are meant for people who are smart, or they are meant for people who are like that. But I would say that you don't get hurt by applying. So even if you don't meet like 100% of the requirements, you can still try to apply. You never know. It might be your lucky day, and your character might suit or might impress the people who are taking like the applications. So my advice would be that just try, and remember that it's not necessarily smart. You can, even if you're not smart, if you're hardworking, you'll be able to get a scholarship or a program, because the one people who say if they can set their mind to something, then they can definitely do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Kudzai. Some question to Kupakwashe, a general advice that you can give to the young people who attended today's session about the scholarships or the programs that you're involved in.
Basically, I would like to say, when applying for a scholarship or program, just hammer on the things that you're good at. Avoid saying things that you know you aren't able to expand on, or things that you know you won't be able to actually put it out that you're excellent or you're good at these things. So if you know you're good at even just like drawing, don't underrate or underestimate that thing. It might actually interest them. If you know that you're good at dancing, anything, because one of the things that people are looking at nowadays is not just your academic ability, but they also understand that the world out there is formed by people of different abilities, people of different gifts and all. So they want to encourage and they want to enhance that gift that is within you. And if only you can explain and put it out that you have the potential to just expand that gift so that you can use it to the betterment of the African continent, to the betterment of your country, you have a high chance of being accepted. So that's just it. Hammer on the things that you're good at and leave those that you're not good at.
Okay, thank you very much, Kupakwashe. I think this marks the end of our session today. So we'd like to thank you very much for attending our today's Zoom meeting. We'd like to thank you very much for our panel. We'd like to apologize for the glitches in network, like the sound system. We are very, very sorry. And then the scholarship research program is really wants to send a great shout out to Motion Culture for supporting us, my digital backpack for supporting us. Thank you very much. I create for doing the designs for advertising this event. We are so grateful, right? So you can also open our webpage at mydigitalbackpack.net/scholarship research program, right? You can even access us on social media. You just say scholarship research program, you find us there, right? Thank you very much for your attendance, everyone. We are so overwhelmed to have you today in today's meeting. We hope you benefited. If you want to be part of our WhatsApp group, you can contact this number on WhatsApp, right? Then we're going to make sure that you're added to part of the firm. That is +263 +26371 quad 4 877. So it's +26371 quad 3